Alright, so it's crazy to see the Fall of Big Shaq just where he was, where he is right now, or he's currently doing in his career, and honestly how his buzz just completely died down. You know, the guy who goes, the thing goes, bro, man spent like 25 weeks in the top 75. I don't know how many top 10s this guy had, but it was a ridiculous amount for a meme, bro. I think what's the most incredible thing about Big Shaq is how he was just so popular in the US audience, and how he just tackled that audience and made it his own. I don't know anyone who's done that. Now, Michael comes from humble beginnings working in Vodafone. Yeah, man, I couldn't find a clip, but there was a clip of him actually working in Vodafone, the SIM company.
There was nothing wrong with, let's say, there's nothing wrong with like working in a phone shop and that. Do you get me? Or doing whatever kind of job, like if you're cool and it's helping you, supporting you. But I just think it was like I always had that like burning desire, you know the ones that.
So Michael's reasoning to start in his first video was a little sad. His friend ended up passing away, which gave him the motivation to go out and just go for it, you know.
And I think when my friend Nathan, you know Nathan as well. Nathan, Unsigned Stars.
Oh my lord, of course I know Nathan for Unsigned Stars.
So when Nathan,
how is Nathan?
He passed away, bro. So when Nathan passed away,
wow,
that's what rocked me, fam.
Now, I think it's important for me to say, if it wasn't for his boy, he would not be in the position he's in. So that makes his story a lot more deeper. Now, what's crazy about the fight in the booth is, before the fight in the booth actually started, Michael Dapper actually interrupted one of Charlie Sloth's interviews, and they were just talking about having a fight in the booth.
Hey. Okay.
What's happening?
Okay. That raw, that you're not trying to get me on the thing.
But they were just joking about it. You could tell that they weren't serious. So to see the fight in the booth blow up the way it did, it's just absolutely incredible.
Was that bit of freestyle?
What, the thing goes no. That bit was him being in the zone. That wasn't written.
That's it.
That was freestyle, that whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
No,
that part.
Yeah, that part was
So that
him.
part you didn't like perform.
You didn't perform it before. Like,
No.
That was all done there for the first time.
That was him in his zone. He spilled his emotions.
No.
Fam, I had to learn that, bro.
Now, all joking aside, to come up with them bars that he did in that fight in the booth, in my opinion, even if they were comedic, is absolutely impressive. In fact, I go as far as to say that's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my life, or up there with one of the most impressive things I've ever heard in my life. Now, when I kind of put it into perspective, Charlie Sloth played a huge part in Big Shaq's success, and if it wasn't for Charlie Sloth, we'll only get a Michael Dapper, no Big Shaq. In my opinion, I'd say 80% of the reason why Big Shaq was as successful as he was. So a lot of Big Shaq's success was due to Charlie. And I think Michael actually knows that though. Michael and Charlie do share a good relationship with each other. And even in this interview, Michael said that Charlie helped him out with a lot of financial stuff.
I learned everything from Charlie. You don't think Charlie, he just, it's the best looking fat guy in the world.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go here and talk about the fall of Big Shaq, even though that's what the video is called. I'm gonna talk about the successes and a lot of the opportunities Big Shaq opened up for Michael Dapper. Like, there's so many impressive things that Big Shaq was able to accomplish. For example, yesterday I was just scrolling on YouTube because I was bored, and look what I go ahead and see. I see that Big Shaq actually performed at the FIFA Awards. All these massive footballers, the best of the best, outside of Ronaldo, but man's just casually talking to Modric and talks to Salah. Like, it's completely incredible. Not only that, guy shouted out Southgate, and you can clearly see Southgate, he's not interested. And look at Zidane, like, he's not afraid to do whatever he wants to do. And Big Shaq, bro, a meme, a guy who's pretty much a one-hit wonder, managed to perform at the FIFA Awards. Like, you have to deep how no UK musician will be able to get the opportunity to do that outside of one meme. And look at Killian as well. You could tell that Killian knows who he is, bro. I think one of the more well-known instances of Big Shaq's success was when he did that Breakfast Club interview. Stormzy hasn't had a Breakfast Club interview, neither Santa and Dave. All of these huge artists, even DBE, D Block Europe, they're one of my favorite UK musicians. Now, I ain't gonna go on and on about his successes. There still are a little bit that I haven't covered, but these two things that I covered, in my opinion, just says everything about him though. Now, of course, Big Shaq is no longer a thing. I think Michael stopped doing the Big Shaq character back in 2019. I think that's the last time we actually seen him. And right now, Michael is just focused on his YouTube channel. He's done a couple of different series. And yeah, man had like a lot of like different musicians, a lot of different characters that you might not know. And his latest series on his channel, he started uploading a lot of videos with different footballers. And yeah, man, that's Michael Dapper. And that's all that matters in my opinion.